All right, we are back reporting on the action from the Erstbank Open in Vienna, and all I have to say so far is wow, what an experience. What an amazing level of tennis and amazing level of reporting, if I do say so myself, from the slice. So big shout out to the Erstbank Open for giving us behind the scenes access to the virtual media conferences, talking with the players after each win. It's been awesome. We're going to get into what they said, how I kind of blundered, and just take a look at the quarterfinal matchups that are now in this very special kind of ATP 500. That's more like an ATP Masters 1000. It's what's going on right now in the tennis world. So we're going to get into it right here on The Slice.
So I don't have many bagels.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Welcome to The Slice.
Thanks for being here, folks. Welcome back to The Slice. If you're new, obviously hit the subscribe button. We are on the road to 10,000. And I want to thank you guys all for your support because of it, we got the media pass, the virtual media pass to be at the Erstbank Open. Literally, I feel like I'm there because I'm over there sitting in my office, watching the matches on TV. And then after the match, literally whoever wins walks off to the cameras. And then I'm on like a Zoom call basically with them. And we're asking them questions. So it's been awesome. It's basically gone off without a hitch, except for this little blunder I had, which is classic. If anything in 2020 sums up 2020 as far as like business virtual media goes, it's this with Djokovic. Check it out.
Stephen Boughton from the Slice Tennis News here. Hey, Novak, when you head out on court to your matches, is one of your main goal?
Say my name.
Yes, sorry, my mistake.
Yeah, that's pretty classic. But I was able to get an awesome question in there. So stay tuned. I'm going to release a video with like all the answers that I've been getting from players. I've talked to obviously Djokovic, talked to Dominic Thiem twice, talked to Tsitsipas, didn't get to record that one, our friend of the show, Dan Evans. So it's been awesome. There's been such a high level of tennis here, as we knew there would be because there was such an amazing draw. Like Djokovic said, it was the craziest ATP 500 draw as far as like firepower there that he's ever seen, which makes sense because with this adjusted timeline, it's basically all that's happening right now in the tennis world. So obviously I got to talk to Djokovic. His match versus Quartz was one of the most unbelievable matches of this tournament so far. They both played at such a high level, and Quartz was actually playing unbelievable. I think he had 5 set points in the first set, and he just couldn't get over the line because every time it was a set, he kind of shanked the ball or Djokovic just didn't miss. Classic. So tight first set, and then Djokovic kind of ran away with it, which is just such a good level. Another amazing match that we got to watch was Dimitrov taking out Tsitsipas. Now, Dimitrov was up 5-0 in the first set tiebreak and ended up losing it. Tsitsipas came back. But both guys were just hitting the ball so clean. And if you know anything, like both guys, single-headed backhand, just play the game in such a beautiful way. It was the most beautiful, aesthetically pleasing tennis I'd seen from two players at the same time in a while. And Dimitrov was playing great. He was playing like 2017 Dimitrov, wherever that guy went for a while. So he's back, and he came back, and he ended up closing it out in super nice fashion. So we got a pretty sweet quarterfinals here. But the biggest storyline is Djokovic securing the year-end number 1 for a record. Well, actually not a record. Tying the record 6th time. Tying Pete Sampras, his idol. So that's a big moment for him, obviously. He said that he skipped Paris, which is what he would be defending 1,000 points at, to play this because of just the way like the added ranking system. It takes like 2 years, and it takes your best tournament if there's 2 tournaments or something like that. I still don't quite understand it, but it basically guarantees that he's going to catch Federer's 310 weeks at world number 1, which is an amazing achievement for Djokovic. Amazing. So it just sounded cool to hear him talk about kind of a bit of that. He didn't really talk about that in the press conference with me, but he did talk about how, as you'll see in this next video that comes out, how he still obviously has all the same emotions as we all have. He still gets nervous, but it's just about a battle of him controlling those emotions and, and trying to navigate your way through the match in your own mind, which was really cool to hear from the world number 1. So that was awesome. So now we got this pretty good quarterfinal setup, I would say. We got Djokovic versus Sonego. Young Sonego, very dangerous, has been playing some pretty good tennis since the lockdown. I'm obviously taking Djokovic pretty strongly in that one. He just looks so comfortable on these hard courts, especially in Vienna. It was great. We got Dimitrov then versus Dan Evans. Dan Evans, who won, took out, I forget who he took out, but he's been playing great in the first 2 rounds. He beat Kachanov in the first round, I think. Or no, that was the last tournament. Anyways, I can't even remember. But he's playing Dimitrov. So those are two of my favorite all-time players. Dimitrov, one-hand backhand, amazing. Evans, one-handed backhand, looking so good. So I don't really know who I'm taking in that one. I feel like Evans will be able to frustrate Dimitrov. But Dimitrov was amazingly composed against Tsitsipas today. So that'll be up for debate. We'll see. That's just going to be a must-watch for me, especially, if you're a fan of the Slice and you watch the show. Two friends of the show. Never been able to talk to Dimitrov yet, but if he wins tomorrow, I'm sure we will be able to. Anderson, then we got Kevin Anderson playing well. You love to see that. One of the nicest guys on tour. Call him the Bald Eagle. You saw him in our little intro here. He's playing Daniil Medvedev, who got back in the winner's column, which is nice to see. He beat out Pospisil, Canadian, who took out another Canadian FAA. Bad tournament for the Canadians here. All three gone. The big guys, Milos, friend of the show, wasn't there, unfortunately. So we got Kevin Anderson versus Medvedev. That's going to be pretty interesting, obviously. And then we got, I would say, the juiciest matchup of the quarterfinals is Rublev versus Thiem. So if I'm not mistaken, Rublev has more victories this year as far as wins and tournament wins than Dominic Thiem. Obviously, Dominic Thiem won the U.S. Open, which is a bigger deal. But you could argue that Rublev is the hottest player on planet Earth. You could argue that. You could make that argument. I'm just saying you could argue it. Not saying that you'd win the argument. But Rublev is obviously super dangerous. And when I was in the press conference with Thiem today, I had two questions in my head. I was like, am I going to ask him about his comfortability being in Vienna? Does he stay at home? Or what does he do? And then, idiot, obviously, he's like, we all have to stay at the hotel. My second question was going to be, what is your tactic going to be against a guy like Rublev who can take away your time and, probably hit it as big as you can? Didn't get to ask that question, though. But my inkling is, it's watching the match today. It was just so he destroyed Christian Garin, great player, destroyed him. And I was just thinking how much of a transformation Thiem has gone through in the last couple of years. Nicolas Massu, his coach, has to be credited so much because Thiem used to have no time on hard courts because the ball was faster and he used to have the massive swings. But I saw him today multiple times just taking balls on the rise, knowing how to change the length of his shots to adapt to the speed of the ball. So I feel like he's going to be able to make an adjustment and go against Rublev and just play well. But it'll obviously come down to who plays better in the big moments because that's what it always comes down to when you have two super closely matched up players. But that's going to be obviously must-see TV blockbuster. In these press conferences with Dominic Thiem, it's like the Austrian media is there. It's crazy. It's like 20 questions in German, and then they're like, we got the English media. And the guy goes, Steven, and it's like literally only me as the English media, which is hilarious. So we're representing. So we're there. I'm literally at this tournament behind the scenes on behalf of you, the fans. So it's awesome. Thank you. Front row folks, keep submitting your questions. If they're the right ones come about, I will submit them in. I will ask them on your behalf. It's going to be amazing. I will do a follow-up show talking about all the juicy details of the behind the scenes on the front row. If you want to join that, link below. Thank you for all the support. Check out our sponsor, Uniqlo. Yeah, right. Womo, much better. They are made in USA, the best tennis clothing I've ever worn in my life by a long shot. Also, if you've been looking to get a new tennis racket, say you wanted to get the Wilson Pro Staff or the Babolat Pure Drive that just came out, but you're like, I don't want to pay premium, brand new level prices. Well, then you can go to courtsidesports.com, use our promo code below, and get 10% off the brand new rackets. And if you're in Canada, it ships to your house for free. So it's like literally a no-brainer. If you do that, you support the show. We love you even more. Thanks for being here. Thanks for subscribing. We'll see you at the end of Vienna. It's an awesome tournament. Shout out to the Erstbank Open for being officially friends of the Slice and letting us come behind the scenes. It's an awesome experience, and make sure to stay tuned to our Instagram because that's where I'm kind of throwing out these player interviews that we get daily because it's just a bit more easy. So we'll see you next time on the Slice. Thank you for being here. Till next time.